Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to read the first season of Peacock's MacGruber. Yes, they turned this into a TV show based off of the movie, based off an SNL skit, and this is written by Forte, John Solomon, and Jorma Taccone, who's from The Lonely Island, and all three of them are from SNL. And obviously this skit turned into a big thing, getting its own movie, and now it gets its own series spin-off, and MacGruber has been in prison for murdering Van Kumpf. You heard that right. But now he's pulled back in when he gets taken out of prison by Laurence Fishburne's character, who is now is married to Kristen Wiig's character. They have to bring Phillippe back too, and they need to take down Queeth, played by Zane. Because, why not? And also Sam Elliott's there playing MacGruber's dad. And Queeth killed MacGruber's mom, and he wants revenge. And he gets Forte to do all kinds of stupid things. And that's really this series, because, MacGruber is just absurd. He's a killing machine. He is constantly making the dumbest puns and dad jokes while brutally murdering people, whether like ripping their throats out from the back of their head, or punching them through the chest, or ripping their ear off. It's like, I got your nose, and then stabbing them through the head. And it's just like, this show. And it has extreme violence. It's absurdly sexual. Between Kristen Wiig and Forte going back and forth talking about each other's pubic hairs, like, this is the kind of show this is. And all their sexcapades, and you see Kristen Wiig and Laurence Fishburne having a very vigorous sex scene, and Forte is sitting there in the dark in the armchair in the room, and it's just like, oh my god, this show is crazy violent, too horny, and so dumb. Like, the dumb humor in this, for the most part, is absolutely hilarious. There's definitely moments where they have jokes that fall flat, or you're just like, your eyes have to roll too hard, because it was that stupid. But the story is really convoluted over the course of these 8 episodes, and there's points where it's just like, but there's a bad guy with another bad guy behind him who has another bad guy behind him. Surprise. And, obviously it's making fun of these stories and tropes and stuff like that, and it's clever in that way, but, if you're actually watching this to get, emotionally invested in the story, it's hard to keep track of everything. But what does work, it gets dragged out a bit too, but what does work is Forte is absolutely hilarious from start to finish. He is so committed to this absurd character, and Kristen Wiig is equally as committed to her character, Vicky, who, she is so awkward and weird, but her and MacGruber work perfectly together. I do have to say Phillippe feels a bit like he's just a punching bag, and obviously he's a straight man, but I feel like he gets a lot less to do in this than he could have, and he kind of gets sidelined. But the biggest surprise is Laurence Fishburne is such a delight in this show. Him singing back and forth with Kristen Wiig randomly, hilarious. Him getting vulnerable out of nowhere, hilarious. And he legitimately is funny and gets to play into it. And you never get to see Laurence Fishburne do those kinds of things. Because, in Blackish, he's Pops. He's, the cool grandpa. Here, he is, a kind of pathetic character at times. And you're just I never get to see this from Laurence Fishburne. Billy Zane felt like an afterthought in this. And kind of, I don't know. And it was interesting, I was sitting there, I'm like, why is Billy Zane nowhere? Because Bobby Cannavale gets all of his roles now. Kind of wish it was Bobby Cannavale. But, he's here, he's Queef. Yep. And then you have Sam Elliott, who, as the series goes on, you get more of him, and it's interesting where they go with him. It is Sam Elliott, so he just brings Sam Elliott to it, and that's a lot of fun. But the most important thing is, by the end of the season, I wanted more. This season started off with Maya Rudolph as an angel telling the story of the movie of MacGruber, and just so that we could be ready for the show. This show knows exactly what it is. It's so absurd and ridiculous. And, like, sometimes it's just too ridiculous, but, like, when you're throwing everything at the wall and 95% of it sticks, you've accomplished something great. And I loved MacGruber. This isn't going to be it for everybody. Some people are going to just, like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever watched. But it is. And that's why it's so great. But those are my thoughts on Season 1 of Peacock's MacGruber. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you, as always, for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.